same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 seas.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is time to rise and grind, everybody. Rise and grind. It's Tuesday morning. It is May 24th, 2022. Jesus, this year is almost over. All right, babies, I'm going to jump in here real quick and give you guys a little golden nugget this morning, a little something to chew on, a little something to sweeten up your tea, brighten up your coffee this morning. All right, we're going to talk about yet another, probably repeated but necessary subject, y'all. This morning's title, we're going to talk about, are you going to be a worrier or a warrior? You heard me. I said, are you going to be a worrier or a warrior? Because the thing is that we love to try to do both. We think that it is necessary for us to do both. First of all, let's talk about worry. Okay, worry comes when we are in fear. Okay, the only time that we start to have any type of stress, anxiety, worry is when we are in fear of something. Okay, when we start fearing the worst, when we start painting worst case scenarios in our head, and we start telling ourselves all the worst things in the world that can happen instead of thinking about all the good things that can happen, or solving the damn problem to make sure that you don't have the worst case scenario. You are in control of your life at all times. The only time we lose control is when we operating in fear, when we are worried, concerned, stressed out, and in anxiety. So today I want to talk to y'all about dropping the worrying and becoming a warrior. Okay, becoming a warrior. I again love talk to y'all about my examples. And I was talking to a friend again. Been picking up a lot of new coaching and counseling clients. I was talking to one the other day, and she had a lot going on in her life. She was just all stressed the hell out, just stressed the hell out. All kind of things that she was letting stress her out. And I said to her, I said, okay, you see how stressed out you are? When you stress like this, you can't think straight because your mind is, again, focused on painting the worst case scenarios. What if this happens? And what am I going to do if this happens? And oh my God, this, and oh my God, that. And it's like sometimes even when you in that energy, you sending the wrong energy to the people who you love, the very people that you trying to protect. When you in that energy of worrying about what's going to happen to them, you are projecting the very thing that you are trying to protect them from. So you got to get out of the notion of thinking that worrying solves anything. It does not. Okay? It does not. When we are faced with problems, it is an opportunity for us to try something new to gain a new perspective, to gain a new avenue, a new pathway. Seeing things from a different perspective allows us to grow. We get to evolve from there. And it's important that we are constantly evolving. You cannot continue to do things the way you did it in 1920 in 2022. It doesn't work the same way. Things have evolved, things have changed. And it's the same thing with our lives. When you are met with adversity, you are met with things that cause you anxiety and stress, then think about what happened to me the last time I was in this situation. If you went into the last situation with panic and worry and stress and you got exactly what it is you didn't want, perhaps you should try something different this time. Perhaps you should become a warrior in your life. Let's switch over to becoming a warrior instead of a warrior. Okay? You heard me. Worry is when we're worried. Warrior is when we're winning. Okay, when we are a warrior, we look at our situations and we find ways to conquer them. We find ways over the obstacles. We find ways past the bullshit. Okay, we find ways past it. So I just wanted to come to you guys this morning and let's just be very honest with ourselves and start becoming a warrior instead of a worrier. Okay? Let me take an example. Let's say you have a friend that was entered into the hospital. Ain't no point in you sitting there worrying about the person. Oh my God, they're not taking care of themselves. They're going to die because they're not eating properly. They're not taking care of their heart. They're not doing this. They're not going to doing that. You are projecting all of that negative energy on a person that's already in the damn hospital. Instead of you taking on that warrior role where you become a prayer warrior, where you become a hope warrior, where you become a positivity warrior. So instead of you focusing on all the bad things and all the worst case scenarios that can happen to the person, you start focusing on all the beautiful things that can happen to the person. Start seeing the person outside the hospital. Start seeing the person healed. Start seeing the person eating properly, working out, drinking lots of water and taking care of themselves so that they can regenerate their body and heal it naturally. That's what warriors do. Okay? We send positive, beautiful, uplifting, light energy to people in order to help to preserve them and get them back up on their feet. You are no better than the perpetrator when you sitting up worrying about somebody, when you are projecting all of your fears onto them, when you are projecting all of your negative energy and negative thoughts onto them. And we do this thinking that we love people. Oh, I'm worried about my son. He's going to kill himself with all these drugs. He's going to kill himself with the way he drives and the way he drinks and drives. And yet you are really might as well help him stick the knife in him because you are projecting all of the things that you say you wouldn't want for your child right onto them with all of that worrying and with all of that focus and thinking of it. Let's talk about this for a second, guys. The more energy we put toward any thought, the quicker and the more powerful it becomes, the quicker it's on its way to you. Okay, when we can put emotions behind something, that's like adding fuel to a gas tank. Okay, when we can put our emotions behind something. So when we are worried, that's a lot of emotions and a lot of energy we put into things when we're worried. When we have anxiety, when we're stressed out, that's a lot of passion and energy we put in toward that. And as much as you don't want those things to happen, trust and believe they all on their way because all of the passion and drive that you are putting behind the worrying. I need you to take and harness that same energy and put it towards being a warrior, getting on your knees and again, learning how to properly pray by thanking God for the miracles that's on its way, thanking God for the healing that's already taken place, thanking God for the money that's already in the bank, thanking God for the relationship that has already started and is off to a wonderful foot. Instead of stressing about why I don't have this and why I don't have money. I don't have enough money. I don't have good relationships. I don't have a man or a woman. Stop focusing on all of those things and stressing and worrying about them. Instead, become a warrior and do something about them. Half of y'all sit up and complain about not having money and won't do anything to go get any. You won't start a business, or you have ideas that God's been giving you for months and months and hours, and you won't move on them. You come up with every excuse, okay? More excuses than somebody on their way to jail. But you won't pick up the piece of paper or the phone or make that move to start that business. But you want money. And you don't want to work for nobody and you don't want to start your own business, but you want money. You don't play the lottery, but you want money. I mean, like, how can you say you want something that you're not willing to work for or at least get off your ass and go get? We have to stop putting the energy of what we don't want out into the atmosphere and start becoming warriors instead of worriers. Okay, because when we worry, we are wrecking ourselves. When we are warriors, we are becoming triumphant. We are thinking of new ways to get around obstacles that we've tried to get around before, but maybe we weren't successful. But now when we are a warrior, we know now that we can't do what we've always done and expect something different to happen. This time, as a warrior, I'm going to leave the worry out of the equation and I'm going to focus on the end result of how I want to see this situation come out. I will not see it any other way. I will only see it the way I need for this situation to play out for me. And as I see it that way, all the clues and the things that I need to make sure that it plays out that way will land right in my lap. Because why? I'm a warrior now and not a worrier. I'm no longer projecting onto myself, my close loved ones and friends and co-workers the very thing that neither one of us want for each other. I'm no longer projecting those things because now I'm going to see you and me in the light that I want us to be in, regardless to what it looks like right now, regardless to what the doctors say, regardless to what the economy says, the government says. We're going to see each other in the light that we choose to be in, regardless of the circumstances. So this morning, I need you to check yourself before you wreck yourself, because I need for you to ask yourself, am I a worrier or am I a warrior? And whichever one you are, change it up, baby, if it needs to be. If you out here worrying about everything, projecting all the worst case scenarios into your life, change that up and become a warrior. And the next time you are presented with a challenge that brings you fear, find a way to get around that challenge. Feel the fear and get around that challenge. Okay, feel the fear and get around that challenge. Do something different. Don't go to the same solutions that you've always gone through that have failed you over and over again. Don't go to the same people. Don't go to the same places. Don't use the same mindset. Don't have the same perspective. Switch it up on that ass this time and see how things switch up for you for the better. But a worrier will never get anywhere that they want to go. They will always create those worst case scenarios that they create in their mind. They will create those same scenarios in their reality. A warrior, on the other hand, will see the worst case scenarios and prepare themselves for it and make sure that if it is presented to them, they have found a few ways around whatever may be presented to them. They're not worried. They've come up with a plan. They have ways around the obstacles. They got a plan A, B, and C. So if one fails, then there's two to back it up. But they're not worried about the bottom falling out. They're not worried about the worst case scenarios because they know that they are the master and the creator of their existence. And if they choose not to have those worst case scenarios, they will not have them. You can apply this to anything in your life, from court cases to relationships, any type of achievements that you try to achieve in your life, whether it's, again, career goals, relationship goals, financial goals, body goals. See yourself skinny and fine with the body that you desire, and see how you create it miraculously. You'll start wanting to eat better. You'll start wanting to drink more water. You'll start wanting to take little walks. Before you know it, you will create the body that you desire, because instead of telling yourself that you'll never have it or you can't have it or you're not built that way, you will start to figure out, how can I work with what I got? How can I reshape what I've got and make me feel good about what that is? How can I become a warrior in my own life? That is the message today, babies. Get out of that spirit of worrying and become a soldier and a warrior. Put on your warrior hat this morning And remind yourself when you get into that energy of wanting to worry and stress out and have all this anxiety, if we could do more than this, we could cancel every Xanax pill in America. And millions of people resorting to having to take pills to calm down their anxiety, to rest their nerves. When you have a switch, an automatic switch that doesn't require not one pill. All you have to do is switch the channel in your mind. The moment that your mind starts to remind you of all the worst case scenarios, switch the channel to all the things that are possible. Instead of thinking about all the things that are impossible, start telling yourself, I'm possible. I am, I can, and I will. I'm y'all's Tease Coach. You know, we come here on this channel every morning to transform, elevate, and self-evaluate all the pain away. And damn it, we gonna do it. I don't care how long it takes us. One trauma trace at a time. We will get to the end of this. Mwah! I love y'all, and it ain't a damn thing you can do about it. I'll see you right back here today, tomorrow on Hump Day, Hump Day. Goodbye, everybody. Please remember, you are a warrior and not a worrier.